like Bobby says, that's the mark of a good racer because he was able to pull him down.
Now Cogan comes up behind Johncock, almost center punches him, darts out and around, tries to get past him, but drops back.
Well, there again, Kevin Cogan just sitting there biding his time. He had a chance to move in on Gordy and try him. It didn't work, but he's going to sit back there and wait.
So here is Johncock chasing Teo Fabi. Fabi out in front. Car 33, the Bandit. And Johncock loses control. Johncock spinning up into the wall. He takes Cogan with him. Just suddenly, in between the third and fourth turn, Johncock spun while he was chasing Fabi. Cogan was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he took Cogan to the wall as well. So the yellow is out, 2 cars off the course, and Johncock sitting still in his car. We'll watch. Steam coming up around the car, not an indication of fire. Johncock unhooks his steering wheel. It comes off so he can climb out. I'm sure that is steam alongside the car, but Johncock is not climbing out. The defending champion, last year's Indianapolis 500 winner, now signaling for a bit of help from the rescue crews. They are already there, just off the picture. Here comes one of the firemen. He now starts to pull the car apart, and he reaches in. Where he's reaching, there's a fire extinguisher release that will release the onboard extinguisher. Tom Sneva comes in, and Sneva apparently got involved. Look at that right front wheel and the damage to the side pod of the car. They continue to work on the rescue with Gordon Johncock.
I can assure you, looking at that, Gordy's feet must be pinned in the car. It's something that seems to happen every time when you make contact with a wall with any strength. The thing caves in, and he's pinned in and cannot get out.
Well, he's conscious. He's talking to his rescuers, but I think you're probably right, pinned in. I hope we don't have another broken ankle. Boy, that's the disease this year, isn't it?
It seems to be. You know, I had a broken ankle and an injured left foot, and it's...
Here comes the leader, Teo Fabi. Fabi comes into the pits. Now, he was out in front when this spin occurred. Cogan and Johncock into the wall. Sneva apparently also getting involved. So Fabi uses the yellow flag, comes in, Barry Green and that marvelous crew that they brought over from Can-Am Racing. Most of these guys, former crew members with Paul Newman's Can-Am team, goes to work. There's Kevin Cogan's car.
I think that was a good move.
Well.
Paul, I think that was a good move on Fabi's part. They're really gambling on the rain, is what they're gambling on, and as far as that pit stop so soon.
Long wait in the pits for Tom Sneva, and will they be able to repair it?
Bedard is also up there, car number 36. The black car in the fourth turn was a victim of the oil, obviously, and spun down and is out of his car.
Tom Sneva, a long stop.
Tom definitely has some front-end problem. They're
Mark Bridges
replacing some
going
parts
to work
now.
on it. Here's the accident again, Johnny Rutherford.
Yes, you can see there, Gordon suddenly lost it. I don't know whether something broke or whether he just got into something. Kevin Cogan gathers him up. They both go up, hit the wall.
It's Ganassi down low.
Ganassi, we have a car down at the bottom of the screen that was spinning out of the way. But there you see Kevin Cogan up against the wall. Gordy's car spewing fluids out from under it. Obviously oil from the oil radiator. Car is torn up quite badly and is sliding down.
Guys barely got past.
Oh, they barely did. It was a wonder. And, of course, the oil probably created some problems.
Let's look at it now as they make the approach. Maybe we can see the whole thing. I think it was either moisture or oil on the track.
Now, you can see there something happened in the back. There, cars, that was a hard shot Gordon Johncock took, hitting that wall, and Kevin Cogan.
One of the weakest points on these cars is the front end, and there's been a lot of conversation about what we can do to strengthen them. Here we go again, looking at it one more time just after they come off the wall, and you can see the front end on both of these marches badly battered. Johncock slides it to a stop, and Cogan comes to a stop. Up to the wall as we analyze this accident. Again, John, I think that it's just a matter of some fluid or something there, or maybe a part, because not only this, but a couple of cars bobbled after they came through.
Yes, it's very hard to say exactly what could have happened, and of course the car hit the wall and it's destroyed to the point we may never know.
Bobby Unser, let's look at it once again. There's Bobby. Johncock.
Oh, he lost it. Gordy lost it so quick that I just don't feel it was the race car. I feel that, excuse me, I don't feel it was just circumstances on the track. I believe that something snapped on the race car, because cars just do not spin that quick without a reason, especially cars that are handling as good as Gordy's does.
A little puff of smoke coming off of the car. See it right at the back end, and then he loses it.
Yes, obviously there's something happened on the right rear. That's the part that we can't see, and Gordy doesn't lose cars like that, and a car doesn't break away that quick if it's a good car.
He might have cut a tire down just at that instant, and
See, that's another thing. A tire can cut on this racetrack, and you can go so fast.
All right, Kevin Cogan is walking by Gordon Johncock's car while the rescuer is still working with Johncock. The yellow flag is out, 77 laps complete. Gordon Johncock being rescued at this moment. Out of the ambulance, big I'm okay sign. He's really picked up a lot of showmanship in the past few years. Let's go down to Tom Sneva's pit. Gary Gerald is there. Gary?
Well, Tom is now out of the car, obviously, Paul. They continue to work over there. We understand it's the lower wishbone on that right front suspension unit. Tom, we've seen it on replay a couple of times now. Can you go back and put together what you saw develop in front of you?
Well, you know, I saw Gordy get sideways, so I could foresee the yellow coming. The yellow was out probably 10 seconds. I'm just slowing down, trying to get out all the crud out there, and we got drivers that look 2 inches in front of their race car and don't see the yellow until it's too late, drive right in the middle of an accident, and, you know, we got guys out there that should be writing articles instead of racing cars, and I don't know, I just can't understand how we let people do that.
Well, you made contact then with another car. It wasn't a matter of running over debris, if I interpret what you're saying.
No, the guy behind me didn't see it, spun out, and drove into the side of me.
All right, we had a conversation with Pat Bedard. He indicated that there was contact. He didn't know how it developed. He said he was spinning, and he thought it was your car.
Well, yeah, it was my car, and, you know, I can believe he doesn't know what's happening out there because he wasn't looking 2 inches in front of his race car when the race was going on.
Well, the crew continues to work. Is there a design now to get you back in this race, even though you've been in the pits for some time?
Well, we just got to have some help from some rain, and if we get that, maybe, you know, we can get back in, but, you know, they got a long ways to go.
You know, the visions of the Triple Crown went winging away several minutes ago, I'm afraid, and I'm sure that was one of the thoughts that had to cross your mind.
Well, I don't know. You know, it's a race, but, you know, we got guys out there that shouldn't be out there, and a bunch of driver errors are causing all these problems.
Appreciate your time, Tom. Tom Sneva, obviously very disgruntled, unhappy.
Well, some harsh words from the Indianapolis champion, Tom Sneva. Normally, you wouldn't continue to work on that car, I don't think, Bobby, but with the Triple Crown and the $1 million at stake, Mark Bridges and crew really have to stay in it.
They're wiped out, Paul. They're through. What they're really hoping for is that they work on the car, do the best they can, and they'll rerun the race tomorrow or next weekend and possibly come back stronger then by the fact of a lot of cars dropping out of the race if it goes 500 miles.
Johnny?